Hello and welcome to another SCAR Divi tutorial. In this tutorial I will be discussing three keywords: the break, continue and exit keywords. Now break and continue can only be used for looping, and I will show you what exactly they do and how they work. So I've got a clean script open here, and well, for loop I'm going to use a for loop, which makes it easier to demonstrate this. So for I equals, let's say 1 to 10, do. Now what we want to do is first try out the break keyword. So let's write a right line here, which shows us when we've exited the loop. So, and we'll write out the loop variable here. So that loops from 1 to 10. Where's that? Well, I'll make it 5. That's a bit shorter. Okay, so from 1 to 5. Maybe clear the debug first to keep things tidy. Okay, so after that, basically what we want to do, let's say for example you've reached a certain number, and well, normally you, for example, you would evaluate some statement, but in this case we're going to say, okay, so you've reached, for example, number 3. So if I equals 3, then we basically want to exit the loop. So there's some condition that has been met, and because of that we want to exit the loop. So we don't want to resume the loop any longer until the loop's conditions have been met. So you just write there break there. So if we run it now, when it's at 3 it should just exit the loop. And as you can see, after 3 it just stops looping. Basically the break keyword will break out of the most inner loop you're in. So if there's another for loop surrounding this for loop, you will return to the outer for loop. Now, aside from the break keyword, there's also the continue keyword. And well, if I use it like this, nothing's going to happen. So the reason why this is basically, this allows you, when some condition is met, to skip over the rest of the loop but resume looping afterwards. So if I put it in front of right line, it should no longer write out a 3. So as you can see, the 3 is no longer written. So basically what this does is, if I equals 3, it will stop looping, stop the current loop execution here at continue, move back to the top and resume with the next item in the loop. So that's basically the continue keyword. Now for the exit keyword, I'll have to make a new procedure like this. And basically this does the same thing as break does for loops, but for procedures. So you can basically exit the current procedure's execution wherever you want in that procedure by using the exit keyword. So for example, if I put a right line in here and exit here, the right line will will not be executed. So just replace that with the method here. So it doesn't print anything out. If I remove the exit, it does. So basically, if I write something else in here, before it's written out, then it calls exit. It doesn't execute anything after exit. So you can, for example, also do this inside of a loop for I equals 0 to 5 or something. Do, and if I equals 5, then exit. Well, let's make that 3, for example. Write out the variable again. So do it right here. after the if statement, right line I. Okay, and when we execute that, it stops after 2 because I equals 3 here. Anything after that, so the right lines for the next loop elements, this right line is no longer execute because you've exited this procedure, so you jump out of it back to the main execution where you resume your regular execution. So if I put after here, that should be printed as well, as you can see here. So that's basically it for those 3 keywords. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.